Coach Mumaw here to talk to you about how we're going to play soccer in our phys ed class. The way that we play soccer does not contain a goalie. No person from either team is allowed to use their hands, and no person from either team is allowed to enter the goal box. That means when we start the game, one team is going to have the ball in the center, and both teams are going to be on their separate sides of the field. When they touch the ball or pass it to a teammate, the game is live. There are no real positions in terms of offense or defense unless your team deems a strategy that you want some people to stay in certain places. There is also no offsides. So you could, like in basketball, cherry pick a person. So one person from the other team should keep an eye on who's back because you could kick it all the way down the field and then have that person kick in a goal. One of the main goals to no goalie soccer is that you must score from your own half of the field. So you can't kick a ball from the other half and have it go inside of the goal. Somebody must touch it from your offensive side of the field. Before we get into more rules about the game that we play here, let's talk about some main ones, the safety. There is absolutely no sliding in soccer. In real soccer, it's a great play. And it's a risky play because you could get a yellow card or a red card or get somebody hurt. But we don't do that here. There is no slide tackling and no diving or sliding for the ball whatsoever. That's important. Also, you are not making contact with your upper body with anybody. If you're both running to the ball and trying to get it, it should be feet kicking at the ball, not you elbowing each other back and forth as your legs wrestle for it. So please make sure that you dial down the intensity a little bit because we're just passing the ball around and scoring it versus sliding in and knocking people over like you might see on TV. Okay, so let's talk about the obvious difference between real soccer and what we are doing. That big coned off area in front of the goal is for nobody. The defense cannot be in there and the offensive players cannot be in there. You can't cut through that area either. So you must run around the outside in order to play defense or to go play offense and pass it around. You can pass the ball through there and it can come out the other side for somebody to kick, but no players may run through the coned off area. If the ball goes inside that coned off area and stops, and no one's allowed to run in there and get it, then the defense will get a free kick towards the other way. So you are allowed to play, kick it around, but if it goes and starts to roll in there, you can't chase it inside of those cones and finish the kick or kick it away. You must just let it come to rest. If it's inside the cones, defense ball. It's important to note that just like in our basketball units, there are no referees out here. It's just Coach Mumaw and 40 to 50 of you. So offensive players are going to call fouls. You are going to say if you got bumped into, somebody slid, somebody hit you inappropriately, and you're going to stop the game and make that call. You must make the call loud so that everyone hears it. So once again, offensive player is calling the foul. All right, let's talk a little bit about gameplay. In gameplay, the offenses and defenses are going to start on opposite halves of the field. Somebody is going to take the ball from the center and they are going to have a free kick into play where they pass it to a teammate. That is exactly like you see in real soccer. Let's talk about a couple of the more Golf U PE specific rules. One of them is that if the ball rolls out on his side, in a normal game, what would happen? It would be a throw-in for the other team. In no goalie soccer, we're doing a kick-in, which means if the other team kicks it out of bounds, my team gets to run the ball back to where it went out of bounds at and place it. And instead of me throwing it in, it's going to be on the ground and I'm going to look around and kick it into a teammate. So there are no throw-ins in this game whatsoever, which keeps with the no hands, no goalie portion of this unit. So it is a kick-in from the sides. If it goes out the end lines, it is still a goal kick. But we are going to place that on the ground. There is no punting. Again, so you're not dropping it out of your hands to kick it. It's on the ground at the cones, and you get a free kick the other way. Now, keep in mind, you can't shoot it at the goal from there because you have to be on your own half of the field to be able to score. The next rule is if you call a foul and somebody bumps into you and takes it, that you're going to get a free kick for your team. That means you're going to take the ball back to where you got fouled, and you get a chance to pass it into a teammate. You cannot score off of a free kick in no goalie soccer. That means if I just got bumped and fouled and I called the foul nice and loud so that everyone stopped and we put the ball back for my free kick, I cannot shoot that at the goal. I have to pass that to a teammate to be able to start play. So that is called an indirect free kick. I cannot directly shoot it at the goal. It must be a pass first before we go on and try to make a score. If nobody's allowed to touch the ball inside the cones, what if somebody does? So for example, I get the ball, I'm right outside the cones. I'm about to kick it and score, and somebody runs inside the cones to block it with their foot. That's going to give me a penalty shot. It is a free shot from the very top of the cones. So again, somebody went inside to block my shot and they're not allowed. If that was inside of that cone area, I put it right at the top of the cones, no goalie at all. I get to kick it right into the goal if I make it. If I miss it, then we just continue to play. So again, if you get fouled, right as you're shooting, or somebody does a handball as you're shooting, or somebody runs in the cones that's not supposed to, it's a penalty shot, but there's no goalie to stop it. Free kick. I'm sure there's going to be other things that pop up, things I don't remember from last year to tell you. So we're going to make some alterations as we go. But those are pretty much the key rules, along with all the soccer rules that we're already going to know and discuss, like the lines are in, how to use your feet, that type of thing. Make sure that you understand the difference between real soccer and what we are doing, because both are important as we take our quiz next week. All right, let's have some fun out there.